He doesn't fit the timeline. Need to get younger, more affordable. Don't listen to the others. He wanted to stay. Yeah, right. See, but we talked him into waiving his no trade. That's more accurate. That's more accurate. All right. So why would you want to keep a 36-year-old? We paid $35 million to have a 4 ERA because he was the best. He was win day, and none of the other pitchers had the consistency that he had. Even though he did not have, he was having trouble making it to the fifth inning. He still was at least moderately dependable. Respectively, understand that it's just hard taking this reset offense. Going to have to step up this year hard. I agree with you, homeboy. Lower the salary cap. Salary cap? There's no such thing. What are you talking about? We are finally taking. From your lips to God is, let's see what these kids got. Go Cardinals. Okay, cool. No point paying his salary if the team is a contender. I guess that does make a lot of sense. Gray is a number 3 or 4 on a good team, and he's 36 and is going to be making $35 million. He needed to be moved, and Bloom got a nice return. This is a rebuild with the guy in charge who knows what he's doing. Thankfully, Mo is finally gone. All right, that's a little harsh, but I guess you say what you believe. Yeah, but as for all that other stuff, man, I definitely don't believe that Sonny wanted to leave St. Louis. Sonny was not mad at St. Louis. He definitely liked it more than he liked New York. If you didn't hear already, Sonny came out and was like, nah, yeah, I wasn't feeling that whole New York thing. And he was like, it's nice to be in a place where it's perfectly fine to hate the Yankees. And that's a weird thing to say, but that's what he said. That's what he meant. And that's one of the things that we like about Sonny Gray. I'm not going to lie. I had to get warm on Sonny Gray. He was a real intense dude. When you see his post-game coverage, press conferences, he's like, yeah, well, I didn't really have it today, but I started doing the best. My first 3 innings were lights out, but then I just got to keep that consistency. He was always real honest. Sonny don't bullshit. I'll say that much. But as for Contreras, man, you now join the ranks of the trades. Tom Bloom is forcing down our throats. It's Sonny, Wilson, and who knows what else is happening down the pike. So whatever, that's ball. And I can only hope that the kids will be all right. Man, let me do this real quick like I said I was going to do. So this is what the lineup is going to look like now, at least as far as I'm concerned. Probably is going to look a little less powerful. So let's look at what it was, and then we can talk about what it will be. And I don't even know if all of this is going to be the way it will be next year, but let's just kind of at least brace ourselves, okay? So this gives me shades of 2024, when Mason Wynn was the leadoff and Alec Burleson was the second because Goldie was hurt. Arenado wasn't putting up numbers. So now let's go ahead and look at this realistically, all right? So Wilson's gone. But in his place, you don't have to have Alec Burleson at DH. Alec Burleson can now play first base. So we got Alec at first base. Mason Wynn at shortstop. Right now, currently, Brendan Donovan is still at second base. But if Brendan Donovan goes away, then we rise to the ranks one young J.J. Weatherholt. J.J. Weatherholt is all the talks on the minors. He was our first round draft pick when we had the Cardinals in 20. Was it first or fifth? It might have been fifth. Excuse me. All right. So that's something we have to look forward to. Now on third base, you'll look up and down that list and you'll notice that you don't see Nolan Gorman. Oh, there he is at the very bottom. Nolan Gorman takes third base because Nolan Arenado will not be a Cardinal in 2026, nor, frankly, as much as we love him as a person, do we need him. And I'm not going to lie, it's going to suck not seeing that dude pick up that ball with one arm from third base and toss it right over to first, right in the place it should be, where Nolan Gorman was not capable of doing that seamlessly as he started. But that's what it's looking like. So we got Mason Wynn, shortstop, Alec Burleson, first base, second base, J.J. Weatherholt, third base, Nolan Gorman. Left field is the big question mark, because right now, left field, you're either looking at Newt Barr or Brandon Donovan, and sometimes Alec Burleson. But right now, since let's just assume we're gonna, you know what? Let's come back to left field. Right field, we've got Jordan Walker. All right. Center field, we've got Victor Scott, and I do, for some reason, think that Victor Scott's gonna have to win his position again this year, the same way he had to win it in 2025 over Michael Ciani, who ended up getting, let's just say, released. Okay, he went elsewhere. I think he went to the Braves, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. All right, so that's the big question for me. Because catcher technically could be one of three people. It could either be Pedro Pages, whose numbers offensively aren't the best, despite that phenomenal game Father's Day weekend against the Cubs in 2024, or it can be Ivan Herrera. Now, here's the trick. I think Ivan really wants to be a catcher, mainly because he doesn't want to be DH, because he's still in his 20s, and he also does not run that well. They tried him in the left field a couple times last year, and he just looked uncomfortable. He didn't have no makes. He made his plays. He caught the ball, but he just didn't look comfortable. I think that after his surgery this offseason, I think that we're going to look at Ivan Herrera as potentially one of the veterans on the Cardinals team in this upcoming season, and it really is going to weigh very heavily on how well he's able to contribute in his catcher role. So let's go ahead and go back to that real quick. So if we're looking at this, we got Mason Wynn, shortstop, Alec Burleson, first base, Nolan Gorman, third base, JJ Weatherholt, fourth base, second base. Yeah, fourth base. We got Jordan Walker at right field. We got Victor Scott in center field. We got Newt Barr currently in left field. Or, you can put Nathan Church or one of the young men that we brought up later in the year last year. And then, of course, we have our catcher logjam with Ivan Herrera, Pedro Pajes, Crooms, and Joel Pozo, who just got signed, I think, for one more year. And I think you'll see a lot of them alternating as DHs and whatnot. So, not that I don't like it. I'm just... Man. All right, well, I guess we just gonna have to deal with it, man.